15 minutes of drive time. That's the only thing standing between you and a bigger house, a real yard, and Cherry Creek schools at a fraction of what South Denver costs. Today, I'm breaking down the real reason Centennial is Denver's most underrated suburb, and I'll show you who it's built for, who it's not, and the one thing about its layout that trips up almost every buyer who comes in without a local guiding them. Let's get into it. Long leafy streets, kids on bikes until the streetlights come on, I-25 a couple of minutes from your driveway. Most buyers drive right past this place on their way to somewhere they've already heard of. Centennial is where you land when you want quiet streets and a school district families move here for without giving up quick access to the city. From the best neighborhoods, you're about 20 to 30 minutes from downtown Denver, even when traffic isn't doing you any favors. It's a master-planned, family-oriented community in Arapahoe County, and it cozies right up to the Denver Tech Center, the largest suburban job hub in the entire metro. Most people who are new to the area don't even register it as its own city, and that's a big part of what makes it such a good value. The homes are one part that surprises people. Most of the housing went up in the 70s and 80s, solid builds for their era, and that leads to mature neighborhoods with towering trees. It's an awesome feel. You'll see ranches, 2 stories, split levels on cul-de-sac lots, and many of the homes have been beautifully renovated or at least well maintained. And there are a few newer, bigger luxury homes mixed in too. And I cannot stress this enough, wait until we get to what a normal day looks like down here in Centennial. That's the part that wins so many people over. But let's continue talking about what makes it so special. Now, will you find a Michelin-starred restaurant or a trendy cocktail bar on the corner? No, that's not what this place is. But you get everything you need for daily life. And again, the city is a short drive away whenever you want that. The strange part is how few people give it a real look, and there's a clear reason for that. It's not priced out, it's not run down, it's not far from anything, but Centennial oftentimes isn't making it to the top of the list for many want-to-be homebuyers. Most people who overlook it have it stuck in their head that Denver proper, the city and county of Denver, is the only place worth living. And I get it, South Denver puts you about 10 minutes from downtown with all that energy right outside your door, and that's a real draw if the budget's there. I have plenty of clients in that area, and they love it. But one of the biggest differences between the two comes down to price. What $1.5 million gets you in South Denver, you'd be looking at closer to $1 million down in Centennial. Then there's the school district, which is what puts most families south in the first place. Centennial sits in the Cherry Creek School District, and Cherry Creek High ranks in the top 5% of public schools in Colorado. Huge draw for families. Not to mention, the high school has one of the highest ranked athletic programs in the entire country, truly elite. So a lot of buyers looking to be in the Cherry Creek School District start their search in Greenwood Village, but if the budget is under $2 million, they often find Centennial is the more affordable path into the same district. So people end up paying a premium to have a Denver address, but that trade-off looks a lot different once you spent a weekend living in the alternative. Before that though, if you're watching this and already picturing your family down here, this is where I come in. I work with families sorting out school priorities and neighborhood fit in Centennial and across the metro area every single week, and I'm glad to talk you through it. My contact info is in the description below. All right, let's keep going. So I should probably mention, I live in Centennial. The thing that hooked me on Centennial was a trail. I cannot stress enough how much the trail systems shape your day-to-day life here if you're an outdoorsy person. I'm on my bike, on the gravel trails, multiple times a week, and I can get almost anywhere in the metro without ever sharing a lane with a car. It is great, honestly. The Highline Canal runs 71 miles on packed dirt and gravel, exactly what you want under your tires, easy riding, and again, no traffic to worry about. It connects seamlessly to several open spaces and parks, and Cherry Creek State Park sits right in the northeast part of town. On a summer morning, you can paddle the reservoir, drop onto a trail, and be home before lunch. Many neighborhoods in Centennial have great community amenities. We love our neighborhood pool. It gets a ton of use in the summer. But how about a night out on the town? Centennial doesn't have a ton to offer in that regard. It's a much more suburban environment, but we have found a few spots we love that are family friendly for a quick bite. And because Centennial isn't all that big, we may drive just a few minutes into Greenwood Village or the DTC area. There are tons of options on University Boulevard, which runs north and south through much of the metro and through Centennial, with plenty of food options. In Centennial, there's also the open air market center at South Glen. There's a Whole Foods there at the center of it and a few casual restaurants to catch after hitting the movie theater there. But when my wife and I get a date night and a babysitter, we take a 20 to 30 minute drive into Denver and hit all of our favorite spots. We love trying new restaurants and meeting up with our friends in Rhino or the Highlands or Wash Park, Platt Park. It's really easy for us to get into town for nightlife once a week or so. And keep that two-way flexibility in mind because it's the exact thing that decides whether this place is right for you, but I'll get into that in just a few minutes. Once the rhythm starts to click, the next question is always the same one. What is this actually going to cost me? Around $600,000 is going to be an entry-level price point in both Denver and Centennial for real estate. In Denver's more popular neighborhoods in South Denver, it will get you a smaller home, definitely under 2,000 square feet. Smaller, plus it will likely need some updating. That can be a great option if you really want to be in Denver and are okay with a smaller space. That same money down in Centennial gets you into a 1970s ranch or split level, let's say, with a finished basement and a real yard on a quiet cul-de-sac. You're pretty much guaranteed more than 2,000 square feet, a larger lot, and maybe a few updates, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms. Now, when you push that budget between $700,000 and $900,000, in Centennial, you will get around 3,000 to 4,000 square feet on a really nice lot, similar quiet suburban streets, and definitely some updates on the higher end of that budget depending on size. And the nicer homes in Centennial can climb over $2 million for premium locations and homes reaching 6,000 square feet. Set that next to Wash Park in Denver, where the median runs around $1.5 million, and the comparison makes its own case. Don't get me wrong, I love Wash Park. It may be my favorite neighborhood in Denver. Go find another video on my channel about that. But if you need size in your home and you don't have a $3 million budget, what you're really trading is about 20 minutes of drive time for a bigger house, a real yard, and a mature landscaping that took 40 years to grow in. Now, the money is the headline, but money and fit aren't the same thing, and Centennial is pretty specific about who it rewards. This is the part where most agents tell you it's great for everybody. I won't do that because it's not, and that's exactly what makes it work so well for the right buyer. Centennial is for you if you've got kids or you're planning on them. You'll mostly see families out here, and I'll tell you why. Quiet streets, friendly neighbors, a real sense of community, neighborhood pools in the summer, kids who can walk to school, excellent schools. When my family moved down here, we had a friend group in our neighborhood within a couple of months. That kind of thing is hard to manufacture. Centennial is also for you if you want a home built in the 70s or 80s. Now, again, there are a few areas of Centennial with newer homes, but generally speaking, you have to like this style of home and the layouts. Many homes have been remodeled over the years, but there are a few home quirks that are tough to change. Now, I'll be honest about who it's not for. If you are single or a young couple who wants to walk out the door to bars, restaurants every single night, this is not your spot. If you want an ultra-luxury neighborhood in the heart of the action, this also isn't for you. There's no way to spin it for me. I won't even try it. This is where you come to build a life for the long haul. Get the fit right, and Centennial pays you back for years, which is exactly why I want you to know what you're walking into before you start touring. There are two things that'll shape your whole search here, and if you miss either one, you're going to end up frustrated. First, Centennial is oddly shaped and runs a long way from west to east. The mature neighborhoods I've been talking about with community amenities and easiest access into downtown sit west of I-25. Remember, if you're watching my videos and you're not from the Denver area, I-25 runs north and south through the entire state of Colorado. Now, there are lower-priced single-family options on the east side of 25 in Centennial that start in the high 400,000s, and they feed into the same school boundaries. It's still Cherry Creek schools, so they're a real option. Just know which side you're shopping on before you assume every listing comes with the same everyday feel. Second, there's no new construction here to speak of right now, and you should walk in expecting that. Centennial is a very built-out suburb. It's popular because of how close it sits to Denver, and there's very little land left to build on. Most of what you'll find dates to the 70s and 80s with newer homes scattered in. The city is planning a massive redevelopment project along I-25 in the coming 5 to 10 years that will include tons of housing, retail, dining, but it's not here yet. So if you're wanting to build a brand new home from scratch or a home built in the last few years, you're probably looking at Lone Tree or Parker or even further south in Castle Rock. So if you know those two things going in, you'll shop smart. That's the whole point of having someone local in your corner. If you want help figuring out which side of Centennial fits your family and your budget before you start touring, email me at ryan@ryanhaarer.com today, and I'll map out your options with you. Send it this week and you'll have a personalized short list back within a couple of days. The video I've linked here ranks 8 Denver suburbs from cheapest to most expensive and breaks down who each price tier is actually built for. There's a $1.1 million gap between the two ends of that list. And where you land on it changes a lot more than your mortgage. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.